Start Podcast.
And welcome back to the Press Start Podcast. I'm your host, Vic, aka Mr. Never Chillin'. This is episode number 181, and this will be the last episode of the year. But I do have my co host, Roger, aka Lunatic Oblivion. Welcome back, bro.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good, man. It's honestly been a good past couple of days. It's just watching a lot of sports. Spurs
hmm
ended up beating the Thunder, who had been 24-1 this season, so we gave them their second loss. My Commanders won today, surprisingly, even though I was at the point where we might as well be tanking so we can get the best overall pick. Because if we would have lost today, because the Giants were the worst team in the league right now, we could have took their spot as the worst team in the league and got the first pick. But we fucked that up. We can't even lose right.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So nonetheless, sports has it's been good in a way because my teams have been winning, but it's been a while. Spurs
hmm
are actually relevant for the first time in 6 years, so that's been really good. It's just the Commanders, man. Just what an awful, humiliating season it has been. But nonetheless, let's talk about why we are here, and that is video games. And usually we have a lot longer list to talk about, but we have a solid list that's been consuming a good bit of our time, from a pretty good wide spectrum of gaming, honestly. And I'm just going to kick it off right to you. And I know Philipper, if I saw him in chat just a little bit ago, you guys have been playing Where Winds Meet. This is a new MMO RPG, I guess, or ARPG that just recently released. It's exclusively on the PS5, PC, and I believe mobile, if I'm not mistaken. So you got a good spectrum, just not
Yep.
on Xbox, surprisingly, which is really weird. But tell me about your experience, man. It seems like it's consuming a lot of your time right now.
Yeah, so I'm a big sucker for Souls-like games, and this is a free Souls-like that feels good to play, and it's just downright enjoyable, and it's multiplayer. So it's almost like what's there not to like? It's awesome because the story mode itself is fun. It has an interesting story. The game is mostly co-op if you want it to be. I just down overall fun game. So it's just what I want to spend my time doing right now.
Hell yeah! And you were saying it's almost like akin to, like, if you like Liza P. This is kind of like up my alley since I really liked it. I did recently download it on the PS5 and the PC, so one of these days, hopefully, I can give it a go. But it's definitely been a game I've been keeping my eye on since it was originally announced at the PlayStation Showcase a little while
hmm
back. I just never pay attention that it was always going to be like a free to play game. Like, I don't know if they ever like really established that in a lot of their marketing, and I think that that's probably where it kind of like had like a slower, softer start. But then once people caught on, like, this game is booming. I think it's like well over a million and a half players right now, and that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I honestly think this game could survive the test of time. A lot of new MMOs always struggle to
Hmm.
really stick around, and I think this has staying power, and I think it'll continue to stay around because of the cash shop is going to gladly keep the game funded, I think.
Yeah.
So I honestly I think it's gonna be a good game. If you like Souls-like games, if you like games like Neo and things like that, this will be right up your alley. Definitely give it a look. It's co-op, the community driven features. It does put a lot of stock in cooperative play if you want it to be. And it's not all about just like, big like guild combat or guild style play, which other MMOs really, worry about when you get to that high tier of play. It's
Hmm.
more or less just about you and a small group of friends. You can make a guild and then you can spend your time at your guild hall and like you can build a house anywhere you want in the world. Like it just has a lot to it. And I think that's going to help it stand the test of time because there's a lot to do.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. So hopefully I can hop in and give this a go. So that is Where Winds Meet, and that did miss the cutoff for a lot of awards for the Game Awards. So this could be a game that we do see on next year's, both our show and the official show as well. But yeah, no,
Especially if it sticks or like if it sticks that's landing
right,
and stays for the full year, like we kind of expect it to, then
right.
it's definitely going to have that staying power.
And I'd be curious to see if it does get its Xbox release, and with that, it could also breathe like that fresh air back into it as well, since it came out at the end of this year. That it's hard for a game to stick around for an entire year. Like look at like Indiana Jones last year, like it kind of got a breath of fresh air in like was it March or April whenever it released to the PS5, so it brought it back to people's forefront again, and it got to hang around
But
for
then
a
again,
long.
that's a single player game,
Right.
whereas this is an MMO. It's gonna every week is a new event that's dropping. It's got tons
Hmm.
of little Yakuza style games, like the fact that like it just has mini games galore.
Yeah.
I think will help. And
Yeah.
they release new mini games. Like the recent event that dropped today had a new mini game, and I was like, all right, shit, a new version of cards.
Why not, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, I think it's really going to come down to if that game gets like a constant flow of content. That would just be my opinion on that one. But let's go ahead and talk about another Western style game, and that was Ghost of Yotai. That was on my list here. I did finally beat it. I ran the credits on that one, and yeah, man, it was a pretty damn good story on its own. Like, if it wasn't for playing Ghost of Tsushima at the top of the year, it it definitely made it hard giving it a 10, but I was just like, I can't, if I don't compare it to that game, it's a 10. Like, if I just graded on what that game is specifically, it's a 10. But, like, obviously, it just didn't live up to the first game, but that first game was just absolutely incredible. And basically,
Polished.
but this game did basically the exact same thing, and that's where I was just like, oh, just kind of feel samey in a way, just a different type of story. Where like this one's more of like that Kill Bill revenge story, where the first one's like, let me defend my homeland, and
Hmm.
do I ride that gray area of being a samurai and that whole code and stuff like that. That was a pretty cool story with that one. Where this one, like, she don't give a fuck. You're getting killed, however it's going to happen. But I did like the twists and turns in the story and some heartbreaking moments in the game, they definitely hit pretty hard as well. So shout out to Ghosts of Yotai. Obviously, they were nominated for quite a few awards and won some. At least at our show, it actually did not win a single award at the official Game Awards,
Hmm.
unfortunately. But Expedition 33 just cleaned up, and then some.
Expedition 33 had the most awards won ever.
Ever, yep. You got it. Yeah, it's just pretty crazy. All right, man. Let's talk about the co-op game that we've been still playing around with, and that's Void Train. What's your overall experience so far? And I think this is the third time that we played it now.
I think we got to put more time into it to really gain out of it, but I think the gameplay loop won't stand the test of time. That's its weakest point, is that gameplay loop. Like, it doesn't truly have the exploration I think a game of its caliber requires. Like, it wants you to wants you to swing out away from the train, but like the problem is, where do you go? Like, there's only a few places to go, and it's only these one or two rocks here that lead you to a witch's hut, which is just for bonus loot, completely skippable. When you get to the end of a train line, it's always the same thing. You look left, there's a little thing to do. You look right, you go kill a bunch of dudes, you're done.
Right.
It doesn't feel like there's a lot of diversity in the game. So it's definitely not a 10. It's not a
Hmm.
9. Doesn't feel like an 8. It just sits solidly at a 7 because it offers a lot to the genre of the survival crafting game.
Hmm.
It shows us what we can do with technology, what we can aim for, but at the same time it does a lot of things poorly so that it could succeed at those things, and you have to grade it based on all of its successes and fails. Like the
Hmm.
fact that you can craft your own gun in the game
Or if your
from
gun falls
scraps.
apart in the middle of combat.
Yeah, yeah, in the middle of combat. I enjoy that they have the little bit of humor there that's been done that before, kind of thing. Been there, done that, where it's like, oh, out of the corner of your screen, one of your little allies comes in and he pulls your ammo clip out, puts a new one in and gives you a thumbs up and disappears. You're like, what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think
It,
it just doesn't do the good stuff enough. Like, if I want, like, it
yeah.
has a feature in there of like you can build your gun and customize your gun, but it takes abysmal amount of time to even find parts to build a
Yep.
gun. And I'm just like, I don't even want to build a gun at this point. Like, you're taking forever to give me parts, and it's
Mhm.
just that's been like very
You
lackluster.
have to, like, loot a gun and be like, "Alright, what do I have? Okay." And it feels so random what you loot as well, and it
Hmm.
just doesn't feel good, whereas, like, other games, like, you're guaranteed certain loot tables. This one's like, "Well, it's random," and you're like, "What if I get a garbage gun?" It just doesn't play well, has really bad, things on it. And, like, some of the things are just like slot machines. They
Yep.
they reinforce the randomness with adding a slot machine.
Right. Yeah, I just feel like the pacing of the game is where its biggest weakness. Like,
Yeah.
if the pacing of the game was much like a sped up, this game would
Mhm.
probably be a lot more fun to play. Because like I noticed in like some of the trailers and some of the other content, it's like there's so much more to this game that we have yet to experience. But like, how
Yep.
long is it going to take to get to that experience? And then there's probably like a one new thing that we experience, and then it's like how long until the next new one thing, and it's just like
We're,
I
like,
don't know.
on number I think it's, like, island 12 or 15, like, and it just barely has been adding anything. And
Hmm.
it feels very much like the daunting, sort of boring Factorio style gameplay where you're like, okay, I'll build another factory line to do this stuff. And it's like you put all this stuff together and it's like, okay, you've expanded your train. Now you got to move all of your stuff again.
Yeah, yeah, they could definitely
Yeah,
do some quality of life updates, but hence the game is still in what, early access or beta or whatever they want to call it.
I think it's in full release.
Is
I
it
thought
full
it was.
release? Yeah, for some reason I thought it was early access. It feels like an early access game.
It does.
So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt if it is. But let's talk about the other indie publisher, and that's Activision Blizzard. Um, Black Ops 7. I've been playing a shit ton of multiplayer. I actually just got to 7th Prestige a little bit ago, playing with my one of my bros, D Rob. But obviously, some of that comes to playing zombies with you, and we gave the zombies Easter egg another roll. And we died yet again. Um, Man, like, it's so much fun to get to it, but my god, that phase 4 of the boss is just, what the fuck? Like, the difficulty
It's a
spike goes through
fucking
the roof.
slog, dude. Like, I
Yeah.
do better in the boss fight without perks than when I have perks. It just
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I do want to get through the Easter egg and say we did it, and then
same.
in about 50 days we'll get to check out season 2 and whatever that new map.
The next Easter egg.
Yeah, and then we'll be grinding that one out. But yeah, I'm just glad that this one doesn't seem like it's like that in depth of an Easter egg, like all of these like mundane tasks that you have to do. Like, some of it isn't that bad.
It feels very linear and it feels conducive to what you want it to do.
Hmm.
Whereas, like, other Easter eggs had you go out of your way for some really weird shit. Like, I felt really bad about the last Easter egg because it required us to do such stupid shit just to lead up to actually doing, like, to get the claw was an ungodly, maddening amount of things.
Right. When we could probably skip all of that if we got lucky and got it out of the box.
Yep.
We're like getting it in this one. All you gotta do is kill Oscar 3 times with the 3 different traps, and boom, you got it.
Hmm.
Like, that's not that hard. And the fact that he spawns basically every round.
Every other round, and it makes it nice because you can farm. Oscar appears, you kill him, you farm, Oscar appears, you kill him, so you have a round of just farming and gearing while you wait for Oscar. So it helps to set game pace, and you, by the time you're finished, it feels like you're ready for the boss almost. So it doesn't feel like it moves too fast or too slow.
Yeah, the pacing in this map is really done really well. Just even in like contrast experiences, like I remember in Black Ops 6 Zombies, like the first map Easter egg, when you're on the island and you have to drive the boat around out in the water and do all this stuff. I was like, man, this one just seems
Jesus
so
Christ.
long to get to that final boss where you're just running around on that square platform shooting his fucking
Did we
tentacles every
even
weak
beat
spot.
that boss? I can't
Yeah, yeah, we
remember
got that
anymore.
one. We did all of
Like,
them up until the mirror, where we couldn't kill the mirror for some reason, because that
yes,
one was
fuck
just
the mirror,
stupid.
dude.
That one
That
was just
mirror
weird.
was so dumb.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say so far Black Ops 7's been knocking it out of the park with the Easter egg so far. It's been a
Hmm.
lot of fun. But let me go ahead and talk about the other competitor shooter here, and that is Battlefield 6. I actually did not play any multiplayer, and I have not played Red Sec in a little bit, but I did dive into the campaign, and I think I have 3 missions left. I just beat the sixth out of 9 missions, and I can see where a lot of people say it missed the mark. The story feels real janky. There's a lot of technical issues with the campaign as well, like shit just glitching through walls, or like people glitching inside of each other, guns going through the body. Like it just doesn't really feel really fleshed out. Like this feels like a sub fucking double A game. Like it's
Hmm.
it's really rough around the edges. It's like they didn't polish the campaign. They were really worried about multiplayer, and you can just see it. They wanted to compete in that obviously that multiplayer space where it really matters, as opposed to the campaign. But it's just like Battlefield could do really well with the campaign, and then like
It
the whole,
always had.
and then like the story, like the I guess the main connecting part is like the entire game is told through flashbacks so far.
And and that's what I was noticing too, and I was like, I don't know if I like that. Just the fact that it's just like it
It's like
it's
the cutscene is
this
the real
has
story,
happened.
and
Okay, so what does the world look like now? Well, this had happened. Ugh.
yeah, it's definitely really rough. Hopefully, with moving forward, they can do better with the campaign. I'm just glad that it's back with a campaign, and instead of skipping out on 2042, which could have been a great
Mhm.
premise for a campaign in that one. But even this one, like the premise of the whole like NATO falling apart and Pax Armada becomes its replacement, and oh no, they're the bad guys now. We need NATO
It
back. Like
literally feels real.
it
Like,
feels real,
you
and it's like
look at the current political environment.
it looks like it could happen. Like I don't know. It seemed like a really legit story, but it's just like how it's being pieced together. It's just like it doesn't seem like someone knew how to tell a story, or they had like these great ideas, and they were like, how do we connect these 9 missions into one? We're gonna
And
tell
then
it
we
through
shit the bed.
flashbacks. We're gonna tell it in flashback stories. Now we're good. And like if I'm not mistaken, I think Call of Duty Vanguard did that shit. I'm not sure if you remember that story mode, but like that entire World War II game was told like flashbacks on how this like 6-man team became a team. And I'm just like, it just doesn't do it for like you're not really telling a story. You're telling 6
Mhm,
individual stories. And then we tell one mission of the actual story at the end of the game.
mhm.
I don't know. I struggle with those kind of stories. Maybe that hits off for some people. They're like, "Oh, I love this." We get to see so many different experiences and timelines and all this other stuff. And I'm like, "Yeah, cool. Just not for me."
Yeah. No, it just doesn't feel good. It's the content as well of the story that's the problem. It
Hmm.
just it just doesn't feel like it's substantially there.
Right. But yeah, man, that's all the games I really wanted to cover on my end. Is there any other games that you wanted to touch before we move on to the industry news?
No, we're good.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and check that out. All right, man. Kicking it off here with a Rockstar um, article here, and this one was pretty interesting because like when it first came out the other day, everyone was like, "Oh, Rockstar ended up firing these people because there's a lot of these employees that are unionizing," and obviously that would be very much illegal. You can't fire people who are working on becoming a union. That's protected. But come to find out, Rockstar actually claims that these employees that they did fire were leaking fucking game features for the upcoming and unannounced titles in Discord. So it's just like, if this comes out to be true on 100%, like damn, yeah, like that's a fireable offense. Like no matter what, if you were part of the union part of it, but
You have an NDA.
yeah, you fucking broke and breached contract. Like that's on you, buddy. And yeah, I've
Yeah.
actually seen some of the leaked footage, like some of the gameplay animations, and just the small things like getting up and sitting down or walking and picking stuff up. Like some of it it looks rough around the edges, but then there's some stuff you're like that looks realistic as fuck. And yeah, Battlefield or GTA 6 is looking good nonetheless with some of the leak stuff that we got to see. But
Mhm.
good for Rockstar, man, for cracking down because I really do hate when like stuff gets leaked. It doesn't do anything good for the industry, and like when you finally get that reveal and that feel for it, it's like it's already ruined. I've already seen it.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely like there's sometimes where it's like you leak things that are actually unpolished and your company is like, "Oh, we're not going to fix this." Or like leaking things that are genuinely bad for business and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, our company's doing X." And you're like, "That's disgusting." Whereas this is just like, "Hey man, don't ruin what is going to be a good time." Like I understand whistleblowers, but this isn't whistleblowing is what I'm
Mm-mm.
trying to get at.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because yeah, there definitely could be a lot of that. And then, like, I also hate the other opposite part. It's like when people do leak out like gameplay and it's like an outdated version and it does like sabotage to a game. Like GTA 6 is,
Mhm.
I think, too big to be sabotaged in that aspect. But like we've seen it before where like some people have released like leaks of gameplay that's really old and it looks clunky as shit and just fucks up the game and like game sales plummet as soon as it fucking comes out, and it ends up being a good game at the end of the day, but it's all because people leaked out information and made it look worse than what it was.
And ruin the hype and then people get like I get anti-hype, but on the flip side, like you can't just sail a game down the river like that, that everyone put their blood, sweat, and tears into as well.
Right. So yeah, we'll continue to see how that lawsuit, if it gets any bigger than what it is. But yeah, that was pretty interesting coming out of with Rockstar this week. But got one under industry news this week. What's going on with the Netflix and WB deal?
Yeah, so Netflix recently acquired WB, Warner Brothers completely, and all of their subsidiary pieces. I think there's like one or two things that were spun off, but Netflix got it for $83 billion. And their valuation, turns out, did not account for any piece of Warner Brothers games, just Warner Brothers, their video studios, which is surprising to me, like straight up silly surprising, like that they just didn't care, like that they had a gaming studio, like it just wasn't even on their radar for worth time.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. Like to think about Hogwarts Legacy and how that was the number one selling game of the year when it came out. So you're talking
Hmm.
about like I don't even we don't even know the numbers, but I know it's way above $500 million. Let's just say a billion by the end of the time frame. Like,
Hmm.
how do you not include that one fucking game, that one part of their games industry or game development? I'm just like, you understand how much
Hmm.
stuff that they have? All the Batman stuff. Like they have a really long list of games. The fucking Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, all the Lord of the Rings shit. Like, yeah, you
Their
did not
copyright.
you did not account for any of this. Like, I don't see this officially going through, especially with like how Saudi Arabia and Paramount kind of put in for $108 billion deal to buy them. So we'll see how that goes over, and then it's going to have to go through like the FTC and all that stuff. And I've said it before. I'm 100% against this deal. Netflix is not for
I
the best of interest in any consumer in any way possible.
No one is. Warner Brothers should be an independent company, and further purchases and consolidation by the industry will only ruin it. Is what I said before with Microsoft buying, Activision Blizzard. It's
Hmm.
the same thing with every other company. They should be independent and they should not be bought. I know these shareholders are looking for an easy day, but like they shouldn't be selling it to a company like this. Their shares, they should sell their shares off, get divested from it, and like it, it's just bad for the industry. It's going to
Hmm.
ruin it. They're going to gut Warner Brothers for parts. I can guarantee you that's going to happen.
Because I feel like that's the other way like Warner Brothers could handle this is like just sell off itself in broken up segments to different companies as opposed to selling off the entire fucking thing to
Well,
one.
even that would be a problem because it's still consolidating the industry. We need more independent like creators, publishers in this case. Like we
Mm-hmm.
just need more, and we're getting less. And the problem with that is when the less we have, the less diversity and chance for innovation in
Mm-hmm.
movies, video games, whatever.
Right. Yeah, so we'll definitely continue to see how this plays out because I feel like this is a long process that's going to be in the works. We've seen how long it took for Activision Blizzard and with the Xbox, so we'll see. All right, man. So that's all the industry news we got for everyone this week. Let's go ahead and move on and take a look at the gaming news. All right, man. Kicking it off here with Xbox, of course. First up is in regards to one of their games, and that was Keeper. That was a game that I recently beat a few weeks back. Came out on Game Pass this year, and this is getting a new update. This is their black and white update, and this is pretty cool, man. I'm gonna get a trailer up here on screen. You'll be able to play through this whole game in a black and white aesthetic, which changes the entire look of the game because, like, when you play this game normally, it's very vibrant and bold and flashy. There's a lot of colors everywhere, and it can really tell a story and a mood. But this one gives it a more of like a that noir detective kind of classic feel to it. So I thought this was just a pretty interesting update that they decided to put out. Roger, have you got a chance to check out Keeper yet?
I thought about it. It's just so many other things to play right now. It's making time to play it.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. At least it's a short game, given that it's only like what 3 hours. I think I told you, right
Mhm.
around there. But also with the update, it comes ultra wide support and then high contrast mode. So definitely a lot going for this really small game. I'm really surprised that this game wasn't even included in like best art direction in the Game Awards because this was a really unique title. But that could be the problem is that it was so small, it just wasn't on anybody's radar. But let's talk about the other game that is on everyone's radar, and that's Call of Duty. And Black Ops 7 is not off to a great start sales wise.
Mhm.
And granted that it's arguably probably one of the best Call of Duties that we've had in recent years. Like I'm saying from Modern Warfare 2019 up until where we're at now, this is probably the best. We have everything that we could ever ask for, and but people are just at that fatigue moment and starting to vote with their wallets. Like we're tired of the same old bullshit year after year.
People have Game Pass. What are we
Right.
talking about here? Like, it's literally just people have Game Pass. It's like, how am I going to, why would I buy Call of Duty when I have it for free?
Yep.
Like, how many Game Pass subscribers are there, and subtract that number from the sales and go, or like add that number to the sales and go, oh,
We're not doing that
we
bad
had
actually.
this many. Like, they, these executives are actually fucking detached from reality beyond belief.
Yep.
Like they're I honestly don't know how they don't how they don't piss themselves and shit their own pants. Like how do they find a toilet? Cuz they're so fucking stupid, man.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
are they infirm?
Yeah. It's pretty rough. With that being said, though, they did announce that Call of Duty will no longer alternate solely between Modern Warfare and Black Ops sub franchises. So hopefully, we get to see some new fucking shit in the works instead of just remaking and redoing and adding on to what we already have. Like it'd be cool to see some new stories, new characters, instead of the same Captain Price or Woods and Mason, and you know it gets old after a while. You know, we're just playing with the same people over and over and over and over. It gets old. Give me
I've
some
been
new
with
characters.
Mason longer than I've been with my wife. That's all I'm saying.
Yep, you sure have. And they will no longer do back-to-back releases of Modern Warfare or Black Ops games because the last two games were Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7. Before that, we had Modern Warfare 2 and then Modern Warfare 3 instead of alternating years. So no more of that. And it makes sense. People are getting tired of it. Like, why do I want the same thing year to year? And then now I got to wait like 4 years to get something. I don't know. It's just 3 or 4 years. It just doesn't make sense. But glad to see that they're hopefully going down a new path. What I would love to see in the Call of Duty thing is like get away from that annual release, but we're just not because of how much money it prints. I doubt it. Like something
Yep.
catastrophic is going to have to happen where Call of Duty no longer comes out annually.
Yeah.
And I just don't think we're at that catastrophic point. It's still like the number one selling game. Like no matter how bad the game is, it's still like number one, number two, number three. Like it's still at the top of the charts month after month.
Mhm.
So we'll continue to follow Call of Duty, of course. But next up on the list, Xbox services with their the Game Pass. We had some new additions and of course some departures. The additions, we had Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, came out. When was that? The article, I forget when this article was even posted because this is available today. But we have Monster Train 2, Cloud PC in the series on just came out on December 3rd. Same thing with Spray Paint Simulator, 33 Immortals came to Game Pass Premium. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle came to Premium. New game, Routine, came to Cloud Console Handheld and PC on the 4th. That came to Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. So I'm actually looking forward to checking this one out, even though it's like a horror game. But this one's more of like that I'm by myself kind of like psychological horror. Like there's not really like scariness. It's just being alone kind of scary. It's a first person sci-fi set on an abandoned lunar base designed around 80s vision of the future. So I kind of like that
Oh,
concept.
oh no, no, there is stuff there.
Yeah, I saw like a couple of them, but it just didn't seem like it was enough to like be like overly scary in my opinion.
Yeah, it's you're stuck with robotics.
Yeah.
Yeah, angry robots.
Next up, a game about digging a hole came to cloud handheld PC in a series on December 9th. This is a minimalistic game about digging a hole in the garden of a newly purchased house. Collect resources, sell them, upgrade your equipment, and discover a mysterious secret. All you do is dig a hole.
Yep,
Next up,
this was released probably a year ago now.
yeah, I believe so. And it just finally came to Game Pass on December 9th. Also on December 9th, we got Death Howl for handheld and PC. This was available on day one game, so that's pretty cool. Also, we got Dumb Keeper on the 9th for Game Pass Ultimate. This is defend against waves of alien monsters in a unique road-like action miner. Dig for resources, collect useful gadgets, upgrade equipment to increase odds of survival. It actually looked pretty cool. I thought about downloading it. May give it a go after the new year. Next up, Mortal Kombat 1 Cloud PC series came out on the 10th for Ultimate Premium and PC Game Pass. Then we got Roger's favorite game to play here soon, and that's Bratz Rhythm and Style. Cloud, console, and PC came out on the 11th. Roll the runway and take the stage with Bratz Pack. Customize fierce fashions, groove to songs from the Bratz universe like So Good, and jet off to iconic cities. All right, so let's see what we lost with games coming. On December 15th, which is tomorrow, we're losing Mortal Kombat 11, Still Wakes the Deep, and Wild Frost. So it sounds like we're just swapping titles here. Mortal Kombat 11 for Mortal Kombat 1. Still Wakes the Deep for Routine, and then Wild Frost. And then on the 31st, we're losing Carry On and Hell Let Loose. So nothing too crazy, but highly recommend checking out Still Wakes the Deep. I know me and Roger both kind of pretty much enjoyed that game. But that is everything coming to Game Pass and we're leaving. Next up, for the Xbox mobile app, it officially added the store to it. Oh, I don't know why it wasn't there to begin with, but you can officially buy games for your Xbox or PC on the Xbox mobile app.
That was actually insane to me that like selling things is their number one agenda, but the fact that like they weren't ready to
It,
sell
it was like
games.
it was really weird because like you could buy some games on the Xbox app, but it didn't have like a dedicated like
Well,
store section of the app
well, and it's like Nintendo where they have a separate app
for
for the store.
for everything. Yeah, hopefully this is moving forward to like how they want to be able to like you want to be able to buy games on your phone to play on your phone as well. Like I know
Mhm.
that they're working towards that happening as well, but
Maybe they
obviously
were just waiting for Unreal or freaking Fortnite to win
right.
their
That's pretty
lawsuit
much what
with
it is.
Apple.
All right, man. Last up for Xbox is a new controller here, and this one actually looks pretty cool. Anybody that's big into Fallout, we did get a new controller, and I'm gonna get it up here on screen. Um, it's Pit Boy inspired. Roger, what's your thoughts on this controller design?
I think honestly it looks really cool, but I don't think it looks like it's okay. But it's not like I'm gonna spend money on it. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I think this would be a nice little collector piece that to have up on the shelf. You know, I have a couple of the collector's controllers. Like I have the Forza Horizon 5, I have the Xbox 20th anniversary, and the Witcher 3 controller.
Like
But
if I'm gonna collect a Pip Boy though, I'm gonna just get the real Pip Boy.
right, that's fair. But I'm so excited though. I just bought the Wu Chang Game Sir controller, and it comes in the mail on Tuesday. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. Um, but I'm gonna get a picture up here on screen because this one is one of those controllers that have the Hall effect triggers, so I don't got to worry about fucking stick drift, which all of the Xbox controllers fucking have. It's so damn annoying. But this one has the ability to go wireless or wired. Um, but yeah, this is the controller that I am getting this week, and it's based on the your game that you really enjoyed playing, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers.
Mhm.
But yeah, not sure what your thoughts here on that design. But
Like that one's better. Like it has a better overall aesthetic.
right,
But
and you
I
can
don't
swap
know.
out faceplates. You can actually swap out the thumbsticks and the D-pad, like if you really wanted to as well. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to the controller that I get here this week. Looking forward to that. Yeah, it also has like basically like latency free, even if it is wireless. Like it's like 1,000 hertz. Like it's way better than any of the Microsoft controllers that I own currently. Um, and it has like the extra buttons on the back of the controller. There's an extra two ones on the top of the controller as well. So it'll work out. This will be like my first pro style controller, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Mhm.
All right, man. That is everything I got for Xbox this week. So let's go ahead and check out PlayStation and Nintendo. Tell us about it, man.
Alrighty, so PlayStation is releasing a new Helldivers collab. We've got Killzone Legendary Warbond. You'll be getting items based on Killzone. All previously released Killzone content and all new additions can be found on PlayStation's website. Players who previously purchased any of the Killzone items will have those Helldivers 2 X Killzone Warbond unlocked at no extra cost.
Mm-hmm.
Players who received the gift items in December 2024 but didn't pay for any single item will have to pay 1,500 super credits to get the full legendary versions of everything. There's new armors and capes. There's new passives, new patterns. It's got quite a list here. If you go on, they'll have their Killzone X Helldivers 2 list, which is titles, banners, capes, passives, patterns, primary weapons, and armor sets.
Yeah, you definitely get
You
on
know,
that for sure.
it's nice that they just do so much for this game. Like it honestly feels like it's taken what it's pretty well taken care of. Like they care about the community and want to keep the game alive,
I just
which
love
is
to see the
nice.
crossovers, and I do find it funny being that like Helldivers 2 is a PlayStation title, and then Killzone is a PlayStation title, but yet we got ODST crossover before Killzone. Like on this level, the same thing like ODST, because I think we got like one thing from Killzone in it early on, but that was about it. But like, I don't know why they waited so long. And this is a franchise that like that PlayStation should revive back is Killzone. Like this game would compete, and
Mhm.
but we'll see maybe one day. But pretty badass to see in Helldivers too.
So next up we have the services changes. So PS Plus monthly free games, they're adding quite a list of new games here.
Mm-hmm.
We've got starting from the top because we only have a small section on our list here. You're going to get Assassin's Creed Mirage, Wolong Fallen Dynasties. You're going to get Skate Story, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. You're going to get Planet Coaster 2, Cat Quest 3, Lego Horizon Adventures, Paw Patrol Grand Prix, Paw Patrol World. You're gonna get Soul Calibur 3, and then it looks like there is a Sony Pictures Core movie credit promo also included. So if you purchase any 12-month PlayStation Plus membership, and you'll get a movie credit to spend on a Sony Pictures Core app, so you'll get a free movie out of it essentially if you do it now.
Right. Yep. I thought we just want to give it a shout out. Looks like we skimmed over it really quickly, and that was before the monthly free games.
Sorry,
No,
yes.
normally we only get like 2 or 3, but they're giving us 5.
5. Yeah. Neon White, The Outlast Trials, Sin Duality, Killing Floor 3, and Lego Horizon Adventures.
Hell yeah. Like I'm all for it because I actually wanted to buy Lego Horizon Adventures just because like I love that franchise, like the Horizon franchise, and fucking now I have it for free on my PS5 because I pay for fucking premium or whatever the highest tier is and for PS Plus just to have it. But it's just like I've been actually like filling out my fucking PS5 catalog like of free games that they keep putting out. I'm like, "Yeah, these are pretty dope, and like every once in a while I get like good ones like this. And you're like, yeah, I could check it out.
Not bad, not bad.
All right, it kind of works out sometimes. So they're pretty good there.
Alrighty, and then next, bad news from PlayStation
This
here.
is
It
really bad
sounds
fucking.
like there is a core defect in the PlayStation 5. There is the soldering, the liquid metal soldering is having a deterioration issue, and it is not a if, but a win for all PlayStations. Just like with Microsoft's Xbox
Hmm.
360, it is your new red ring of death, essentially. So when is it going to happen? Who knows? But you can guarantee that you are going to see at some point a deterioration in your PS5 that will require it to be repaired.
Yeah, yeah. I saw
Not
this. I
good to
was like,
know.
oof. I was like, man, I'm having PTSD. I'm
Yeah,
just glad I
like,
never had the red rings on the 360. Luckily, but yeah,
yeah.
that was brutal for
It
Xbox.
luckily it got cleared up at some point for most players, but it's just the fact that that did exist in one time or another.
Right. And I'm just curious of like how it got to this. Like pretty much every PS5 is going to need this, and I wonder if they ever caught it at any single moment because like they've had different iterations of their PS5 already, like with the Slim, and then like the new
Hmm.
Slim because they made the hard drive smaller and they changed the fucking chassis or did this or did that. It's like I wonder at any given point of their redesigns that they catch it where like some PS5s are going to be safe, but like all OG PS5s are fucked. Like I wonder if
Yeah.
it's all of them or is it some of them. Like where's the cutoff if there is one?
Yeah. Am I screwed? Am I
Because
not
I'm
screwed?
curious. I'm
That's the real
definitely curious
question.
right now with like I have a PS5 Slim. Like was it caught before that fucking system came out or was it not? And we're just now finding out about it, which can very much happen.
Are we going to see them offer a replacement or like,
Free
not a
repairs or something.
recall, but a free service to fix it?
Yeah, like Xbox did. And I actually just listened to IGN's Unlock podcast when they had Larry Her Major Nelson on there, which was like the face of Xbox back in the 360 time. He no longer works
Hmm.
there, but he was talking about like how that 360 was handled when it Red Ring started becoming like a major thing. Like they lost so much money because they were trying to like front those repairs and take care of the customer. They just didn't want to lose that goodwill behind it, but like that took a
Especially
major
early
hit.
on.
Right, because the 360 is still their greatest console, and it ended up
Mhm.
losing to the PS3 at the end of the day, like sales wise. But it's like it took a huge hit when that red ring started to come in.
Yeah, and like, is PlayStation going to do the right thing, or are they going to lean on the fact that they have the name recognition? Like, they're the iPhone of the gaming industry. Like, I'm just saying it that way. Like, they have shitty business practices and they are unwilling to modernize sometimes, and they'll take other people's features and be like, look what we did. And they're like, but this phone does, look what we did.
Yeah, I actually be curious because with the PS6 coming out in what in 2 years in 2027, not even 2 years, like maybe 2 years, just depends. But it's just like, what if they're just like, just buy a PS6? Like, we're not going to fix your
Yeah, who
PS5,
cares?
just buy a PS6.
We'll just do backwards compatible for the 4, 5, and the 6. So
Right,
like
you'll
you
be
can
good.
just play everything there instead.
Right, I could see PlayStation do some shady shit like that. Unfortunately,
Like as long as I'm guaranteed permanent backwards compatibility,
right, and that's good that
I can
most of
kind of
them,
see it.
basically everyone's on board with that. Thankfully.
Yeah. Alrighty, so let's jump over to the Nintendo world here. So Metroid Prime 4, not the strongest release we've been waiting for after 10 years of development. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I've never played Metroid, but I do know, like, just following this, just being involved is just people were like talking mad shit about the Metroid Prime form because a lot of developers that were on Halo 4's team at 343 left and joined this developer team, and basically the entire UI, like how the game plays and feels really, really reminiscent of Halo, and that
Mhm.
could be a good or a bad thing because like Halo is great, but like Halo with 343, especially with 4, was god awful, and hence we see it in the reviews. Like this is the lowest reviewed Metroid Prime game ever, but it still scored really high. Like all the other ones were always in like the 90s and stuff like that, where this one was like a high 80 or whatever it was, or
Yeah.
something like that. So like it's still a good game compared to other games, but compared to its predecessors, it's the worst
What
one
it
yet.
after 10 years of hype, this is what we were given kind of thing.
Right. So it,
So, let's talk about some bad decisions though. They decided that there is a part of the soundtrack that you can only get with their amiibo. I thought we were done with this. I thought this shit was behind us, but I guess not. To get the desert music, it's locked behind a paywall. You actually have to buy the Samus figurine and use the amiibo functions to get it. It's not just to make the game easier. Like, I wouldn't care if the amiibo gave me rocket refuels and like free shit and whatever. Like, fine. Like, if I just want to cheat at my game and pay for it, I'm going to treat it like a Game Shark. Fine. Like I paid for a Game Shark back in the
yeah.
day. I'll pay for it
Now,
officially
yeah.
instead.
Yep. Yeah, this is really
But
interesting to
no,
lock the fucking music. Like now you're just driving around in a desert and it's like quiet as fuck. And all you just hear is the environmental sounds. And it's just like, and mind you, the world looks terribly fucking designed. Like the rendering looks
yeah.
awful. The detailed environments looks pretty bad. And it's just
If you're
like,
playing on the Switch 1, if you're playing on the
no,
Switch 2, it's not as bad, but it's still not great.
right. And then like no music on top of it. It's like, ugh, this is a really
What
bad
am I
time.
playing? Early access here?
Am I playing a PS2 game or a Nintendo 64 game? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so pretty poor release there. Honestly, kind of upsetting. Next up, though, we've got Pokemon TCG Pocket. There's a new expansion coming out called Crimson Blaze.
Hell yeah, man. I'll get it up here on screen. They obviously released with some trailers and really looking forward to this, man. We've had this recent release
More
of
Charizard.
hell yeah. Charizard is ruling right now. Everyone's going nuts over Charizard cards, even with physical copies. But yeah,
I
man.
mean, they always are.
Yeah, always are. Yeah, but yeah, it's cool to see finally another set. We've been working on the same set for quite some time now, and granted, it is a pretty massive set, so I can understand why. But this one looks pretty cool, and it just looks like it's following like because currently right now in the physical, where it's all about the mega evolutions, and we're getting a lot of mega evolutions with this new set. So it seems like they're trying to get like hand in hand, and I've been diving really more into the physical media aspect of Pokemon cards lately, and just noticing that a lot of people are talking about how this game specifically with Pokemon TCG Pocket had such an impact on the physical market. Like when we started to see the prices of everything just skyrocket and just the popularity just spike through the roof was right around the same time when TCG Pocket came out, and they were like, this is why Pokemon cards right now are fucked up the way they are, is because of this game. And that makes sense. Like people just get like, oh, I get these cards. Well, what if I want to get them physical? Now I got to go buy cards, and then boom, there goes the fucking market. The demand's through the roof, and the supply can't keep up.
Yeah, artificial scarcity is also part of the problem.
Yeah, which I heard that there's some like laws behind it. Like in the U.S., there's like a limit on prints that they can make on cards, and in like in Japan, there is like unlimited, and that's why like their cards are always like cheaper, and they also have to be guaranteed a hit in every one of their boxes, which is crazy.
Yep.
Which I found out like there's always an SIR and SAR in them, and it's because like of the gambling laws that have something to do with
Yep.
it. And I'm just like, man, like that shit's so crazy. Like how strict America is in like printing, but not really giving a fuck about the gambling. Where it's like the opposite, like in Japan, like it's all about worrying about the gambling and printing however many cards you
America
want.
is about keeping the man down, and the man is addicted to gambling. And so why would you fight, the thing that is a core piece of your economy. Like at the end of the day, Americans gamble all the time. Let's every time you buy cards, what's the first thing we think about? Oh, how much is this card worth?
Yep, very much so. I check
Speculators
every big
market
card I
shit,
get.
dude.
Yeah. It's a really interesting concept. That's why like I'm glad like when I'm buying cards, I'm not really looking to sell. Like I'm really looking for like just cards that ooh, what card can I add to like my personal
Hmm.
collection that I want to separate from my massive amounts of cards that I do have, or like because eventually I want to have like displays on of cards on my walls and stuff like that that people can check out when they come on by and stuff like that too. So, but there are different people. They're buying cards to look for the bangers to sell them, and then they're just selling off the rest of their cards by the bulk. They're not there to really collect. But yeah, we're looking forward to
All right.
the TCGP expansion, though, man.
All right, Vic. So tell me about
Nope,
Fortnite.
you got one more thing with Nintendo there,
Oh,
buddy.
do I? Oh, shoot. Nintendo Switch Online. Forgot all about this. Two not so crazy games were added to Nintendo Switch Online. We got Rayman 2 and Tonic Trouble coming to the N64 Classic app on December 17th.
I feel like they've actually been on a roll lately with adding games to the service. I feel like there for a while it's been like quiet and a lot of crickets going on, but now it's just like we're getting like one or two games here like every month. I think it's been.
Hmm.
So you're finally starting to see like a constant flow for this is a service, a live service that you're paying for.
Yep.
So you might as well get some new content out of it. And maybe this might have been one of your favorite games from back in the day on the N64. Like Rayman 2 was a fun game. I mean, it was
Hmm.
always it's an iconic IP. I don't really know much about Tonic. That's just not. I don't really recall him. What about you? Do you remember Tonic at all?
Not at all, but it was one of those in the era of like exploration games. You're sort of uh I don't know way to describe like multiple mechanics and like silly things and exploration action games.
I would say it's more of
It
like a
was just during
platformer,
that age where we had so many of these different things.
right? And these all come out here in a couple of days on the 17th. All right, man. So now I could talk about Fortnite though for you.
You sure? You sure
Yeah,
you want to?
yeah, man.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
All right, all right.
maybe. Fortnite's on the show every fucking week, so um,
I mean, they're doing something every fucking week.
and no doubt, and it's not any different here. Right? This is just a leak, but apparently there are 5 player squads coming soon, according to a leak. And I'm just like, why not?
When in Rome, I guess.
I never thought that we needed 5 player squads, but I guess if you have always had 4 people and you always had that one man out, all right, that makes sense. But I can't imagine like getting in the conflict in a 5 man squad. Like I couldn't do
Nobody's
it.
ever dying, and when they do, it's just
You can't get into contact. You're like combat. You're like you pull up. You're like, I got him. Oh shit! There's fucking 4 more.
yeah. It just becomes a squad shooter everywhere you go.
Right, you got to be like in a circle, everyone pointing in directions, walking in sync. Got him, and then everyone just fucking turns immediately, annihilates the enemies, and that's it. Moving on. But yeah, man, be curious to see because obviously with Fortnite, like they have a new content coming out. Like we saw, like they got South Park coming up, Harry Potter coming up. Like they have so much going in that fucking game
Every day.
every day. Let's talk about a competitor that's struggling right now, and that's Splitgate. Splitgate 2 came out like a few months ago and then did really bad, and then they were like, "Oh wait, we're just in beta." By the way, they pulled a Marvel or multiverses on us.
Oh man, that was the one that got me. Like they were like, "Oh, we were actually in beta. The real title of our game is this." And
Right.
it's like, "Wait, hold up."
Yeah, so Splitgate 2 is being rebranded to Splitgate Arena Reloaded, and it is relaunching on December 17th, so here in a couple of days. And basically, they wanted to rework the game, and it's different. Like, they wanted to work on the bundles being no more than $20. They wanted to make sure that the maps included more places to put portals because that's what the first game was really about. And the second one, when it first came out, it was more about like player abilities as opposed to portals. I don't know. It definitely played weird. I had fun when I was playing the beta, the actual beta when it was a thing before it released. Um, but hopefully they hit the ground running. It's just it's we talk about it all the time. Like the FPS genre is such a competitive market. Like you have to do something really well to stand out to keep your players around. Like not
Hmm.
everyone's gonna want to keep doing the battle pass. There's too many battle passes. Like
Well, there can only be so many people. Like it's like the mobile market. Like there can only be so many phone manufacturers. Not everyone needs 17 phones. I only have one, turns out.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like even let's take Call of Duty for instance. Like I have the battle pass. I am 75% done with the battle pass already. Granted, yeah, there's 50 days left, so it's like, but I've been playing the fuck out of Call of Duty. But I do know that I'm not going to play Call of Duty for like 2 weeks coming up here soon when I'm away on vacation. So it's going to be like, oh, there goes 14 of the 50 days, and it's just like, I know I'm gonna complete the battle pass. Like I'm not worried about it. But you imagine trying to play through 2 battle passes. You're not going to be able to.
Remember when we did play through 2 battle passes?
It was
Because
like
there were so many
impossible.
games to play that we were playing?
Yeah, like we were doing Valorant for sure. No doubt about that one.
Or Marvel Rivals, or
Yeah, Overwatch 2, Call of Duty. Yeah, too much. But yeah, man. So that's what's going on with Splitgate. But Roger, what's going on with one of our favorite indie games of the year?
so Bolix Pit has sold 1,000 copies, and they're really excited. I'm sorry, correct me. 1,000, 1,000 copies. That's 1,000, 1,000 copies, they said.
Yeah,
In
the
their new
1
trailer, they
million.
just announced that they are going to be releasing 3 free expansions next year, each of which will contain 2 new characters, new balls, new mechanics, just a ton of extra things, all for free.
Hell yeah, man. I'm all for it. Shit, this game was a lot of fun, and maybe I'll hop in like once all three of the DLCs come out. But unless the DLCs are big enough for me to come back, but
I need a
especially
new story. I need to know what's after. What's next, man?
right. And this is a game that I would be most certainly down to hop back into,
Hmm.
without a doubt. This game was so much fucking fun, dude. Hell yeah, man. So shout out to Ball Pit doing the do. All right.
Alrighty. Let's talk about altars. The second to last topic we have here. There's a massive update coming, and it's free. Which is really cool to me for anyone who's never played these games, and lately we're just seeing all of these big like free update after free update after free update. It's really nice to see, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're getting a much appreciated photo mode and a fully playable card game, or beer pong if you prefer. So honestly, really cool to see that this game, it got snubbed for some things at the awards, but they're still not like in dour spirits, and they honestly are going to keep giving back to the community that made their game a success.
Hell yeah, man. Looks like we're also getting like a noir mode in this as well. That seems to be the theme of the episode so far, with the keeper and then the altars both getting a noir themed story thread.
The
So
Press Start Podcast Noir.
yeah, and like next episode we're gonna be in black and white. Um, that'd be actually pretty interesting to do, to try and set all that up. Could imagine that headache. Like
My
I'd have
man
to
puts a
really
filter on everything.
right. I have to go through fucking OBS to set on filters and make everything black and white. That'd be a lot. It'd be pretty cool though. Maybe just have some fucking like jazzy noir music playing in the background throughout the whole episode.
Got to talk in a deep, gravelly voice.
Yeah, that'd be funny. But yeah, man, it's good to see that these games that are getting the labor to love that really, really deserve it, because, and especially this is great for a lot of people that have never played these games, that are going to be able to play these games for the first time and have all of the content there in front of you.
Real talk, beer pong got boring after a few times.
Yeah, I started skipping it.
I mean, it's hard to lose. These guys were bad at beer pong, like really fucking bad.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
it's either watch a movie or play beer pong, and you skip both of them.
yeah.
Yeah, once I realized that there was no losing in beer pong, I was like, what's the point?
Yeah, like like if you skip beer pong, you just lose, and I'm like, yeah, that's
Oh,
cool.
I
He
don't think
can
I ever lost
feel
even
like
when I
he's
skipped
better.
it. it I guess it got so used to me winning, it was just like, oh yeah, you win, and you win, and you win, and you win again.
Wow, you're so good at this. Thanks, man. I had a lot of practice in college.
Shout out to college. All right, man. So let's talk about the last topic of the evening. And again, this is another shooter in this space. This is I guess, like a spinoff of their current game, Hell Let Loose, which we actually just talked about how it's leaving Game Pass. But this is their new one, Hell Let Loose Vietnam. This is an upcoming 50v50 multiplayer FPS due out in 2026 for PC, PS5, and the Series X and S. And I'm going to get the trailer here up on screen. Um, just to see, you can see what it really looks like. I actually have not checked it out yet. I know Inhuman was pretty excited about this when he dropped it into our over on the Cultured
Like,
Discord
if
channel.
I had more people to play, I loved Hell Let Loose, the first one. It was awesome.
Yeah, you played it
I
then?
Yeah, I
Mm,
played Hell Let Loose.
nice. Yeah, I never got around to it, man. And yeah, man, I feel like this is a great era. I mean, that's an oxymoron to be honest, but
Yeah,
Vietnam
yeah.
is such an
It's
interesting
a
concept of playing in the wartime, especially for video games. We've seen it with
it's
Black
an
Ops 1.
interesting time to explore, is I think what
Right.
you're trying to say.
Yeah.
We get very few things that talk about the Vietnam War. Even the History Channel's like, yeah, let's not talk about this.
It was a bad
And
time
I
for
think
our
it's
country. Like, it was our worst war that we've ever been in, where we lost the
yeah.
most people and all that. Yeah, it was just bad. Like
And
the
we
type
we
of
won
warfare,
nothing.
that the Vietnamese did over there was just so crazy. Like all the tunnels and the guerrilla warfare that they did, it was just like, this
Well,
is crazy.
the thing is, like, if you're coming to kill me, like, clearly I'm gonna go all out. Like, what's the worst you're gonna punish me for, committing war crimes just to save my own life? Like, at some point you have to kind of rationalize the fact that, like, they're dead if they don't do this, they're dead if they do, so they might as well try to survive with the better chance.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, maybe once this comes out, we can give it a go. 50-50, that's a lot of people. Like, it almost gives me like mag vibes from back in the day, but
Oh
not
yeah,
even.
these battles are insanely large. It's super fun.
Yeah. All right, man. That's all the news that we got for you this week and for the year. Honestly, it's been a one hell of a year. Um, I mean, we've had a lot of crazy shows, a lot of crazy live coverages, especially with the Game Awards this past Thursday. That event was very long. That was a really good show. I mean, a lot of big announcements, lot to look forward to. As long as they meet deadlines and don't get delayed. Um, but yeah, man, it's
I'm
just
really pissed that that fucking GTA got the award again for
most
most anticipated.
yeah.
They only get one, man. They cheated.
Right. They should not have been in that category again. They fucked up. But yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to next year and covering all the games and whatnot. I think it'll be a pretty big year, honestly. Like we know a lot of big games. We know a lot of big games from Xbox too. Like their pillars are all releasing next year. Halo, Gears, Forza Horizon, and Fable. Like we know them. They are coming. So I would say we have a lot to look forward to. But yeah, man, you got any last thoughts for on the year before we close out this week's episode?
Have a wonderful holiday season. Happy Hanukkah today to those who celebrate.
Hell yeah. Happy holidays to everyone. We do want to thank everyone who came through and checked us out live today here on Twitch, and anyone who does check us out later on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. But Roger, where can the community find you, man?
You'll be able to find me here on the Press Start podcast or on Discord.
And of course, you could check me out at Twitter at Mr. Neverchillin _. Facebook is Vic Brubacher for any questions, concerns, or even if you want to come on the show, hit me up there. And I do stream on my Twitch at twitch.tv /Mr. Neverchillin. For gaming, I'm on Xbox at X Never Space Chillin. PlayStation is VBrew24. So hit me up, man. I'm always down to game. Playing a lot of Call of Duty right now, so check me out. But I probably won't be around here for a little bit until after the new year. Like I said, I'll be on some vacation. But we do want to thank everyone again. And until next year, peace.
See you later.
Press Start Podcast.